UConn losing to Marquette, I think you got to question the the seriousness of UConn going into March with the way they've skated by in Big East play, especially now dropping a game to Marquette, albeit I didn't watch the game. I did not watch the game. I was locked into Mizzou and Arkansas that went in overtime. But you got to be a little bit concerned here with UConn. They do have some very, very good out of conference wins. They had a very tough out of conference schedule and they handled it well. But the Big East is a joke. At least we think it's a joke. Yeah, no, the Big East is not good, and they've been skating by in the Big East. They have a couple of bad losses, so it's just worth noting. I still trust Danny Hurley. Obviously, I'm not out on UConn whatsoever. It was Senior Day in Marquette, so I'm not overreacting to a road loss on Senior Day. The Shaka Smart team, but I'm just saying a little bit concerning that UConn hasn't been able to dominate the Big East when they have such a talent advantage. But Arkansas winning on the road in Mizzou, a Mizzou team that beat Tennessee and Kentucky at home as well. Without Darius Acuff, Arkansas beat them. Arkansas is a real problem. And I understand they got blown out in Gainesville against Florida. Florida, I think, is just in a tier of its own in the SEC. But Arkansas has one of the best players, if not the best point guard in the country, in Darius Acuff. They just won without him on the road at Senior Day in Columbus. Malik Thomas is also one of the most underrated freshmen in the country. They have experienced guard play. They have a big in Brazil who can go off at any time. He hit a clutch three down the stretch in Columbus as well. Arkansas is a team that I think a lot of people cooled on after they got blown out by Florida, but I don't think we should punish them that much for losing to a top 4 team in the country on the road. Calipari knows how to win in March. He has two really stud freshmen in Malik Thomas and Darius Acuff, who might be the best freshman in the country, potentially, who can take over games late. They have a good big in Brazil, and they have senior guard play in Wagner. I think Arkansas is a team that once it comes to March, and it is March, but once it comes time to pick your bracket, I'm going to have a hard time picking there's only a handful of teams I'll pick to beat Arkansas once it comes to the tournament. So really good win for them on the road in Mizzou. Tennessee's without Nate Ament right now. They're down by 13 to Vanderbilt. Louisville's beating Miami, so not looking good for the slip early on here. I can't lie. Not looking good early on the slip. For the slip, Houston skates by Oklahoma State. Arkansas beats Mizzou. VCU gets a good win against Dayton last night in Dayton. I think that puts VCU in one of the last team in. We still have to see Ohio State versus Indiana today, but I'll cut it there and I'll be back later tonight and I'll recap the rest of the games. All right, everybody, I'm back from work, but it's tough to try and give you guys a good recap of these games when I couldn't be totally locked in. But at work, I was able to watch parts of the Duke UNC game. I watched the rest of Kentucky, Florida, and I watched Alabama, Auburn. And the good news is all three of those games, for the most part, were just a straight fucking ass beating. So that's really good. The only problem is it was a universal one TV type of scenario there. So it's like I couldn't have seen all of the other games that went on. But let me tell you, I am thrilled that Stanford beat NC State. Because if you listen to me back in, I don't know, December, January, Buka Corey was my guy. I love the Buka Corey. I said this Stanford team with the Buka Corey now, I think it was in January, they beat North Carolina. Now they have 20 wins. Cal lost, so Cal's probably out. Stanford hasn't been talked about like a bubble team, but they have the talent. They have one of the best guards in the country. If they win a couple of games here in the ACC tournament, which I think they're capable of, and they beat NC State, and NC State was a decent team. NC State is a tournament team, despite them just falling off a cliff ever since they talked shit to UNC because they beat North Carolina without Boston College, or not Boston College. I'm just looking at the ACC schedule, and I saw Boston College. But they beat UNC without Caleb Wilson, and they were talking all this shit. They did blow him out, but Copeland, that guy needs to go work a 9 to 5. It's just ridiculous. Florida State's a really interesting team now. Really good win against an SMU team where the wheels have kind of just fallen off. Cal loses to Wake Forest. Cal's season likely over unless they go on a really deep run in the ACC tournament. Louisville beats Miami in Miami without Michael Brown. Conwell had a good day. I still think Miami's really good, but this is a eye-opening win for a Miami team that just couldn't get it done down the stretch. horrible execution on the last play of the game or the last play of their offense when they had a chance to win this game between Trey Donaldson and, oh my gosh, their best player. Oh, my brain. What's this dude's name, dude? He's fucking gross. He's gross. My brain, dude. My brain's mush, dude. My brain's mush. Like a 7-hour shift and then trying to recap these games that I didn't even watch. I had Miami in this game and they cut the lead. They took the lead. They went back and forth with the lead with like 4 minutes to go. They were trailing by 10, which felt like basically the whole game. And then right when it's getting good, I had to leave or else I would have been late to work. And apparently I'm late to work too much, but that's a conversation for another day. Oh, bear with me here. Just one more second. I can't believe I'm forgetting this guy's name. Mark Renault. Mark Renault. Ball just bounces off dude's hand. Goes out of bounds. Florida State ball, or not Florida State ball, but Florida State just poured it on SMU early and often. Good win for Louisville away against Miami. And Louisville's a team that has really good guard play, one of the best backcourts in the country. And they just beat a team in Miami that who was one of my favorite teams going into March without their best player, Michael Brown. So Louisville's a team that is definitely dangerous. And then Duke, I think it's hard. Like they're the best team in the country. They just beat the brakes off of North Carolina. Texas Tech is currently playing BYU right now. Christian Anderson's the best point guard in the country. Christian Anderson has legitimate lottery pro all-star level NBA point guard upside, and I don't know why nobody's talking about it. He can pass with the best of them. He has a good handle. He can shoot the piss out of the three ball. He can catch and shoot. He can shoot off the dribble. He can create his own shot. I don't understand why I'm not seeing Christian Anderson going higher in a lot of these mock drafts. He's the best point guard in the country. With all due respect to Darius Acup, I just think Christian Anderson is better. He's a stud. He's done it against better competition than Acuff has all year as well. He is unbelievable. He's the best point guard in the country, and people need to start talking about him like he is that and not just be me regurgitating myself every single week about Texas Tech and Christian Anderson. But he is disgusting. Disgusting. What else happened? TCU with a really, really impressive win against Cincinnati. They got the lead at the end of the first half and then just rode it out the rest of the way. I really feel like I'm not giving you guys the best. What did I say about UCLA, though? What did I say about UCLA? They're going to beat the brakes off of USC. That game was over at fucking halftime. I said take them halftime, full time. Take them first half spread -2.5. Take them to cover whatever the spread is. 3-0, boom, boom, boom. The DeVries family gets packed up in the most satisfying way ever. No contest. Shout out Bruce Thornton with a 25-piece on the DeVries family head. Indiana never belonged in March Madness. They fucking stink. Their best win was Purdue. Purdue just lost another game to Wisconsin at home. Mackey Arena is just the biggest fraudulent home court advantage I've ever seen. What a win for Wisconsin, as well as their resume is solidified. Purdue just screams first or second round exit, especially with the way they've ended the year. They got dominated by Michigan. They lost to Michigan State. They lost to Ohio State. And they've lost 3 of the last 5. It's just that the wheels have fallen off here. They lost to Indiana earlier in the year. They lost to UCLA. They lost to Illinois. They just give everybody good wins. They're out of conference schedule. Let's see. They beat Bama. They beat Texas Tech. That's a really good win. Other than that, they're out of conference schedule, not that good. Like Purdue's a team I'd be shocked if I had Purdue on the second weekend. The thing with Purdue is they have experience, but at this point I'm over it. I'm over the experience cop out for Purdue in March because they're not winning. They're not winning games. They're playing really sus basketball. Florida almost choked against Kentucky, but then again, Florida I think is just head and shoulders above everybody. They didn't cover 7 though. Fucking assholes. They're up 20. They lost. They were up 20. They didn't cover 7.5. They won by 7. Real schmucks. It's a real prick way to handle things. From the Gators there. Alabama dominant over Auburn. Dominant. That team is really good. They can run anybody out of the gym. And the overhit in that game, so we went 2-0 in that game. Vanderbilt with a good win over Tennessee. I did not watch much of this game, I have to be honest. No Nate Ament for Tennessee. It's a tough spot against a team that has really good guard play in Tyler Tanner. I got to tell you, though, that's not true. I did watch some of this game. What's the dude's name for Tennessee? Okpara, bro. One of the greatest rebounding performances I've seen in the first half ever. That guy, like the reason Tennessee is going to be able to be in so many games in March is because they rebound at ridiculous level on the offensive side of the glass with Okpara. They have a guard that can score from anywhere on the floor in Jacoby Gillespie, and they have one of the best ISO, we need a bucket guys in the country in Nate Amen. So I'm still bullish on Tennessee. They've dropped a couple of games back-to-back weekends against good teams in the SEC, but Nate Amen went down against Alabama. Nate Amen didn't play against Vanderbilt. I'm not holding Tennessee accountable for that too much. I still think they are a very, very good team. I'll have them. I don't think they get upset early. I don't think they do. Georgia keeps rolling with the win over Michigan or Mississippi State. Texas drops a game to Oklahoma. The Sooners now, I feel like, have ripped off a few here. Let me look at their schedule. They've won 4 straight. They beat Mizzou, they beat Texas, they beat LSU, they beat Auburn. So impressive stuff from Oklahoma here. And the SEC is just such a fucking gauntlet. But they lost. Oh my gosh, what a turn! Oklahoma lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 straight in SEC play. And now they've won 6 of their last 8, including wins over Vanderbilt, Georgia, Auburn, Mizzou, and Texas. 4 of those are tournament teams. The SEC is just all over the fucking place, man. But yeah, I mean, we got some big games tomorrow that I'll stay tuned for. I'll keep you guys updated. I feel like, am I missing anything big here? I feel like I talked about UConn losing to Marquette. I didn't watch too much of it. I'm giving you guys it's a cop-out type of recap here because I was at work. But either way, let's watch the end of this Texas Tech game. I think Texas Tech should hold on. It's halftime right now at the time I'm recording this. I just think their guard play is too fucking good, bro. If Atwell is open, he doesn't miss. He genuinely does not miss. What I did Big 10, I did Big 12, I did ACC, I did SEC. Let's just go top 25 and see if I miss. Oh, St. Louis lost, got blown out by George Mason, so I'm not as bullish on St. Louis anymore as I was early. I think it's a case of the peak too earlys. And yeah, man, I mean, Arizona is losing to Colorado right now. Whoa, development here. Development here. If Arizona loses, I'll hop back on, but I doubt they will. But yeah, man, I mean, it was all chalky today for the most part. Like, it was really chalky. There's a few teams. Let's look at the bracketology, see what the updated bracketology says. No way Indiana's got to be out. St. Louis has got to be out as well as like your last 4 buys: A&M, Texas, Mississippi, bro, or Missouri. I can't read. UCF, next 4 out. All right, Stanford moves into that next 4 out territory. Indiana's got to fall farther than that. That's a fucking joke. Santa Clara last 4 in, SMU, VCU, Auburn. Santa Clara, bro. Come on. Stanford's better than Santa Clara. San Diego State. Did they lose today or something? I feel like they dropped. How'd Cincinnati move up after losing to TCU? Because Cal lost, I guess. Whatever. New Mexico. Seton Hall is still in the next 4 out. Where's West Virginia? West Virginia should be a next 4 out team. I don't know how they didn't move down more, but yeah. Stanford should go up there. I mean, how's VCU last 4 in still? They beat Dayton, and that moves them to the last 4 in. Overrated, man. Overrated. But yeah, all right. If Arizona loses, I'll come back. But I'm gonna live bet them to win right now. Actually, I wonder what it is. But yeah, like and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys later. If you're listening on YouTube, unless Arizona wins, then Arizona loses, then you'll be hearing from me again. But if they don't, like and subscribe. We'll have more in-depth recap when I can actually watch the games. But I feel like I don't want to talk about stuff I didn't see. So it was strictly box score watching for the second half of the day. For the most part, good news. All the games I did lay my eyes on, blowout. Oh, and let's go to the betting markets here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 4 right now. And that is with Texas Tech likely going to cover their team total. And if they can cover 2.5, that'll move us to 10-4 on the fucking day. Just an absolutely electric showing from the boys if Texas Tech can continue to score the basketball and they hold on. Beautiful. Needed it. Gets up. It's back to over 400 since January 24th when I've recorded these episodes. So you could say the kid's locked in a little bit here. You could say the kid's locked in. All right, man. I'll talk to you guys later, man. Like and subscribe. I love you guys.